Everyone, welcome to the Freeborn County Spring Soil Health Field Day. Freeborn County Soil Health Team is a grassroots team that we have started up here in Freeborn County. It is federal, county, and private businesses that work and reside here in Freeborn County. And this group just started on March 28th. We met for the first time. And since then, we've come together several times to learn from each other and see what we can't bring as a collaborate to the ag community. What we decided to bring was the demonstration of soil health practices. Our team's mission is to improve soil health and water quality in southern Minnesota through an educational and demonstration process with the ag community. Our goal is to educate and demonstrate to the ag community how to improve soil health, water quality, and profitability in their farms and in their communities. So, how many of you here today are just here to learn what soil health means? Raise a hand. Okay. Is anyone here today to learn how to implement this on their farm? Okay. And I already know everyone wants to know how this will affect their bottom line. So let's start with the buzzword soil health. Does soil health look like this? Can everyone see this okay?
It's pretty light, hard to see.
That's a pond sitting out in the middle of a field. Nope, that's this spring. That's this spring. Does a healthy soil do this? Does it erode from the knolls and come down into the lows? Does a healthy soil blow? This is along I-90 in March.
What is it?
It's a snowbank full of soil that blew off this farmer's field back here. Or does a healthy soil look like this? This is cereal rye that was planted into this spring and promote life. The soil food web. Soil health, by definition, is the continued capacity of the soil to function as a vital living system that sustains plant, animal, and human health. We have 4 steps for achieving this soil health. Those 4 steps are minimizing disturbance of the soil, maximizing diversity of plants in rotation, and the use of cover crops. Keep living roots in the soil as much as possible, and keep the soil covered with plants and plant residue. So, soil health in your bottom line. Minimizing disturbance. Every time a piece of tillage equipment goes through a field, it is breaking down soil structure. By breaking down soil structure, we are destroying the paths that water used to move and infiltrate into the soil profile. The fewer paths the water has, the more the soil is going to pond, and the more the soil is going to erode off of your field. So structure is also what helps soil to hold moisture throughout the growing season. So we can see how important structure is. Maximizing diversity. Corn and soybean pests mainly occur due to the food source that is available, being only corn and soybean. There's no diversity. The health of the plant and lack of predation on the corn borer or soybean pest. So what would happen to your body if all you did was eat McDonald's every day? That's what this microbiology in the soil is doing. They're eating McDonald's every day. So by increasing the diversity of plant microbiology, we'll diversify and grow in a healthy way like you do when you eat your fruits and veggies. Increasing diversity of microbiology will allow the soil food web to become more balanced so that when a pest such as the corn borer tries to come into the system or the field, there will be predation on it from the diverse microbiology in the soil. Keep living roots. Living roots in the ground increases the number of paths for water to infiltrate. Also, keeping living roots in the soil, microbiology will thrive, which will help with plant nutrients, plant pests, and the overall soil health. Living roots in the ground during the off-season will open up new paths for future crops to grow down as well. Some cover crops have roots that travel 3 to 6 feet down into the soil profile. Think about how drought tolerant that crop could be. As if I haven't given you enough reasons already, living roots will create soil structure, help hold on to the soil so that the water and wind will not erode it away. Also, keeping the soil covered. Well, we don't want residue on the ground. It'll make the soil too cold to plant into, right? This spring, our team collected temperature data as the frost was coming out of the ground until the time the field was planted. We looked at a preventive plant field that was not tilled last fall or yet this spring and had a mat of residue, and we also compared it to a cornfield last year that was chisel plowed last fall, so it had the usual treatment. We noticed that the preventive plant field with thick residue did not have as thick of a frost layer, the frost came out faster, and there was no noticeable soil erosion from water from the spring, April rains or wind erosion from this winter.
Miles, did that have a cover crop on it, that prevent plant?
The prevent plant, yeah, is a cover crop. So it was a turnip radish winter wheat mix.
Okay.
And a few other things that didn't come up. So during April, this field only averaged 3 degrees cooler as it was warming up. And by the time that the field was planted, there was no noticeable temperature difference between the cover crop field and the chisel plowed field. So, today's events. You each have a handout in your folder. That's the one handout out of many that you'll get today. Numbers 1 through 5 are different stations that we have available today. You can choose which ones to go to if you are limited on time, which you're not because you're here right away. We start each station every half an hour so that we can get everyone through. As you can see on the handout, we have 5 stations with an explanation of what each station is. So Station 5 is in this building, and it is these gentlemen over here. These are the local private businesses that are on the soil health team. Feel free to speak with each of them on what their role is with the Freeborn County Soil Health Team and why they have become part of this paradigm shift to improving our soil health. Station 4 will be presenting in a field that was preventive plant last year. It's on the far end of the farm. See how turnips, radishes, and winter wheat look this spring, and it has not been tilled yet. So it was planted last August, it wasn't tilled last fall, wasn't tilled this spring. Also, you will learn about what cover crops should be planted before soybeans and which ones should be planted before corn. There is a difference. Establishment and management of fitting cover crops into corn and soybean rotation will also be the hot topic over at Station 4. Station 3 will be in the same prevent plant field. Station 3 will concentrate on what is going on below the soil surface by getting you in a soil pit. Go check it out, the soil structure. Go check out the soil structure that this field has due to reduced tillage and the use of cover crops, and learn how to measure soil health on your farm. Station 2 will be where you find the host himself, Fritz Jensen, alongside a good friend of his, Mark Diddleson. These two will talk your ears off for the entire 30 minutes about ridge tilling, cover crops, and why they are excited to be working with us, the Freeborn County Soil Health Team. Station 1 is where you are right here, and this is the end of the presentation. We'll be having a wrap-up session starting at 11 a.m. in here. All the presenters will be in here, and you can ask any other questions that you might have after going out to every station.